Hello, my name is Omar Abisad. It's 3 p.m., November 3rd, 2020. And I'm going to give you a sample of today's signals that is tracking in the building. So this is what asthma looks like. The hand is tagged. So I'm going to do a little test for you. Okay, so 96, 11.5 PI, 77 heart rate. But the hand is tagged. So this is what asthma looks like. That's the heart. So I'm going to show you exactly how the signals are different in each spot. So there is just underneath the heart, so the stomach area. But here is the heart. See the brightness? So both breasts are tagged. So I heard the comment, somebody put breast cancer in. So 96 PI went to 8.6. So if you look at the changes in the PI, see how the PI number is jumping all over the place? This is what asthma looks like. See how bright that light is? So the back, so the top of the shoulder, the jaw, so the PI went down to 6.1. See that straight line there? I just got scanned. The chest. That's the scan. See the PI dropped? It's 8.3 now. So this is asthma because the so just that camera there. And I'll show you the electrical currents on my hand because my hand is tagged. On an on and off basis. So here is the signals on my hand. See that huge number there? Maximum power. The account is Rick's. The blacks have it. So these signals are supposed to disable you, make you look, make you tired, exhaust you. All the signs of COVID, all the symptoms of COVID, these signals give you. All of it. The long haulers. So I was reading in a natural health website that if you gargle with hydrogen peroxide, it will clean out your throat. That's now read the grade of hydrogen peroxide you can use. I think the 3% that you get in the drugstore, if you dilute it, don't swallow, is fine. But do your own research before you use it. Again, if you make your throat and your nostrils as unfriendly to the virus, or any virus, not only the COVID-19, if there is such a thing, I'm a skeptic, as you can tell. If you make your body unfriendly to viruses and bacteria, you wouldn't get sick. Now that's natural viruses and bacteria, one that's evolved naturally. Bioengineered viruses and bacteria, however, a mask is not going to help you. If a virus is bioengineered and released as bioterrorism, most likely a mask will not help because the virus is going to go through the mask. What it will do is you're going to, if it goes through the mask and it gets on the surface of the mask and it's kept there, and then you breathe and it becomes moist, it replicates because now it becomes a warm, moist surface. and it replicates. And this is not only for the COVID-19, it's any bacteria and virus that you're breathing in that's naturally in our environment. Replicates, you breathe it back into your mouth. Of course, you're going to get infected. You're breathing infection in. So masks will not help. And this is what was said when COVID-19 was first talked about. Mask was not necessary and it's dangerous. And then it was changed to wear mask. So is there science behind this, or is it just to send a message of fear? Because when I go out and I see people with masks, the first thing I think about is no talking, shut up. We are keeping a secret. Like, shh, don't, like, it's like telling a child, it's like, keep your mouth shut. There's a secret here. No talking. That's what comes into my mind. I know when I wear a mask and I use this oximeter, the oxygen level, the saturation, which is this, it drops by 2. If I wear it for about an hour, the saturation number drops by 2 points. I would suggest that everyone get an oximeter. Get it off the net. If you're in a third world country and it's not available in your pharmacy, most pharmacies will carry it, and most families should have it. One. It can be an early sign of being sick. It's not the fluctuations you're looking for, it's the consistency of a low number. Okay, I firmly believe in self-monitoring, not jumping to conclusions, but definitely the monitoring is going to give you a starting point to ask the questions and do your research. And take what the doctor tell you as only. My mouth is getting dry because my mouth is being hit first. Take what the doctor tells you as in much the same way as we were told to wear masks, don't wear masks. Take it with a grain of salt, because science is not written in stone, and neither is the doctor's words. The doctor only tells you what the doctor is allowed to tell you. The doctor is dictated to by the government, at least in Canada. Now, there are countries where the doctors have independent practices, and they can say anything they want. That doesn't mean to say that they're not going to lie to you either. But I'm saying they're not restricted to what they tell the patients. So take everything that is told to you by any professional. Take everything that's told to you by any professional with a grain of salt. Okay, so I'll take my blood pressure. Actually, so I'm going to do a very short video today. but I just wanted to show you what happens during the day and compare to what happens at 7 o'clock every single morning, 6 to 7 or 8. Every single morning, this happens. This being the changes in the PI number, the drop in the oxygen saturation, the drop in the blood pressure, the drop in the heart rate, and the increase in the microwave power that I just showed you. Every single morning. So, just gonna take my blood pressure. So here is my pressure, 117/79. But as you can tell, or learning to tell, that PI number is right now 16.3, which is perfect. The saturation, 96, good. 75 heart rate, so it's perfect. But that PI number dropped, and you saw it drop to between 8 and 9 to 10. So when that happens, the blood pressure drops below range. Right now it's perfect because the numbers are perfect. So I'm just going to take the blood pressure one more time. I usually take it 3 times and take the average. Oh, look at that. And there it is. As I was saying, it drops under range, 113/83. So the top figure went down, the bottom figure went up. So that's why it's reflecting the PI number. The reason the PI number is fluctuating is because these signals are fluctuating. So the power dropped. So the EF number is not going up very high here. Okay. So I'm going to take my blood pressure one more time. Just a few more seconds. So 114/73. So the blood pressure went down. The heart rate is 75. What was it before? So 316, 117/79, which is perfect. Heart rate 72. 318, 113/83. Heart rate of 80. and 319, 114 over 73, heart rate of 75, which is reflected in the changing PI numbers. Okay. So it would seem that since this is going on in the building and a lot of people around the world is talking about this, about being illegally tracked, experimented with to death, and targets are used for practice for a rollout that includes everyone. And right now we have a COVID-19 situation that includes everyone globally. It would be my guess that what's going on with me is intended for everyone globally. You don't need the policeman anymore. You just need to chip somebody, track them 24/7, or hook them up to a computer, get their biofeedback, all their whatever they talk, whatever they do, and have this constant feedback loop, either with a live person or with a computer. So if it's a computerized system, you would have these flags built into the program. You know, if you're supposed to eat at 3 o'clock, if you eat at 3:01, you get hit with a microwave beam. You're not supposed to leave the house. If you do, then you're going to be red alerted and you're going to be in a traction beam. You're going to be tracked. You're supposed to wake up at 7 o'clock every morning. Your eyes are going to be pulsed every morning. You're supposed to go to bed at 9 o'clock. So at 9 o'clock, you're going to start feeling sleepy because your head and your eyes and your ears are going to be pulsed relentlessly to make you feel sleepy. Your head, especially in your temple area. So this is exactly what's going on with me in this building. So this is the remote control system that the New World Order is intended for everyone. This is already being done in China. The social credit system, the children's brain are being read remotely. And if the teachers see something abnormal, quote unquote abnormal, in the brainwave patterns, then they tap on the child's shoulder to find out what's going on. This has already been done in China. So this is what's intended to be rolled out because we are, you know, we are leaning towards the ultra left in the States and in Canada. So the communism, I don't think communism is the stopping point of this leftist agenda. I think it's technocracy is a stopping point. So you know, it is taking on a communistic picture, but it's not really communism as the endpoint. Communism is not really the goal. It's a technocracy that is the goal. That is a goal. The goal. Okay. So as you can tell, so right now I'm not in pain. Blood pressure is low because, as I showed you, the power was just turned out, and it's instant with me. As soon as the beam hits my body with high power, it's instant pain. Okay, so so the last time I did a video, I think I left it in pain, basically. I struggled through whatever I was reading, and I was in so much pain. And I was getting heart palpitations, and my heart fluctuated for quite a while after that. So believe me, that was not a match. So seeing what's going on in the world today, and I grew up in the colonial days in Trinidad. So we did a lot of poetry and reading English material. And I learned a few poems by Rudyard Kipling. And I came across this poem a while ago, and it's fitting right now what's going on in the world. There's so much change, and there's a lot of heartache, and there's a lot of pain, and there's a lot of death, and there's a lot of torture. And the old people are dying alone, and the old people are being disposed of because they are useless eaters, when really they are, I would say, as valuable as the young people, because the young people need the old people. There is history, there is emotional support, there is a transferring of stories, family history, world history, from a very personal point of view that lends an emotional aspect to the past that brings it forward into the present. So there is a link, an emotional link that's being broken as we speak. So it's very, very, these are trying times. It really is. I mean, I get affected just listening to, reading some of the tweets and listening to some of the people talk and just reading the news. It can be depressing, but you have to get out of the depression if you are depressed. There is no point in being depressed and staying depressed. So there are coping ways to cope. And for me, one of the ways is music. I meditate and I read poetry, I read books. Anyways, so this poem by Kipling seemed to be very appropriate. So it's titled If. And I thought I'd read it because I read a lot. I've been reading a lot recently. And they tend to be long articles. So this one is going to be nice and short. Well, this poem, it's not an article. So, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you, if you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. If you can wait and not be tired by waiting or being lied about, don't deal in lies, or being hated, don't give way to hating. And yet, don't look too good, nor talk too wise. If you can dream and not make dreams your master, if you can think and not make thoughts your aim, if you can meet with triumph and disaster and treat those two impostors just the same, if you can bear to hear the truth you've spoken, twisted by knaves to make a trap for fools, or watch the things you gave your life to broken, and stop and build them up with worn out tools. If you can make one heap of all your winnings and risk it on one turn of pitch and toss and lose and start again at your beginnings and never breathe a word about your loss. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you. Except the will which says to them, hold on. So I'll read those 4 lines again. And right now, a lot of people are doing exactly this. If you can force, there's a lot of heroes right now in our society. If you can force your heart and nerve and sinew to serve your turn long after they're gone, and so hold on when there is nothing in you except the will which says to them, hold on. If you can talk with crowds and keep your virtue, or walk with kings, nor lose the common touch, if neither foes nor loving friends can hurt you, and if all men count with you but none too much, if you can fill the unforgiving minute with 60 seconds worth of distance run, yours is the earth and everything's in it. And which is more, you'll be a man, my son, and you'll be a woman, my words. You'll be a woman, my daughter, substituting women. I think a lot of people need to hear words of encouragement. Anyway, so that's my Kipling. And I have a lot of time on my hands because I'm not working, looking for work. This is my childhood. I used to love reading. I love poetry too. And just sharing a little bit about my childhood. I used to go to Inverness Presbyterian School. I grew up in a Hindu home. My mother was Hindu. My father was a rebel. So my mother did all the Hindu rituals that she knew. And I went to a Presbyterian school that taught me hymns and about Jesus and all that. So anyway, so every Friday, I think I was like 7 years old. I skipped a few years. I skipped ABCs because my mother taught me at home. I think I skipped standards 2 or 3 because I was a little bit advanced for them. Anyway, so I used to be called upon on Fridays when all the partitions were taken down, and it was a little board school, and the partitions were just board that could be moved. So all the partitions would be taken down that separated the classrooms, standard, the ABCs, it's kindergarten, and standards 1 to 3 or 4. And they would have Friday afternoons, we'd have singing and poetry. And I would be called upon to sing and do poetry, to do this. And yeah, it brings back a lot of memories. And I was just so tiny. I never thought much about it. I never even told my parents about it. But deep impressions. I didn't realize that I actually liked doing it, because I used to be scared when I was called upon. I didn't want to be called upon, but I was. Maybe because I did well, but I wasn't aware of that at the time. I was just called upon, and I used to be scared to go up in front of, oh, I don't know, 30 kids in class, 30, 60, maybe about 80 kids that would tease the heck out of you at recess. Anyway, all right. So I hope you like that poem. Talk to you another time.